Hello, everyone. This is Benjamin Junior Bogonko. I welcome you to this live broadcast, Bold and Raw Talks. Today, I have a guest, Sals, and she has been diagnosed with a colon cancer. I'm going to be talking with her in the next 1 hour or so. I welcome you wherever you are as you watch this video. Please sit down, relax, and join me as I bring her in the studio. Let me share the video first of all on my Facebook account as you watch me on my YouTube channel. And then after that, we will begin the show together with her. Let me know where you're watching me from in the comments and drop in your questions in case you would like to ask my guest during this talk. Hello there. Let me know where you're watching from. My guest has just entered into the studio. I can see she's setting up herself. Sals, you can go ahead on my Facebook page and then share the video before I bring you to the screen. Let me share the video right now. Ladies and let me know where you're watching me from right now. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Watching from Daha. Thank you. Hello there, Sarah. Thank you so much. Good evening, Atohire. Thank you. Help me to share the video to all the groups that you belong to before I bring my guest to the screen. Jerry, I see you. Thank you so much. And tag your friends or a family member on the comments too, as I share it from here. Monaville, hey there. Thank you so much for watching. Diana, I see you too. Thank you, Diana. Thank you. Thank you so much. Help me to share the video to all the groups. Orina Bryan is watching. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sophie. Hi there, Sophie. Have you shared the video? I want to see you sharing the video. And then we begin. Sals, when you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. Snyder Morgan. Today is a live interview. It's just me and my guest. Cynthia, hello there. Cynthia Munyao, thank you so much from Nairobi. Thank you for watching this broadcast. It means a lot to me and my guest. Moses Otieno, thank you so much. Lopped, thank you. Sals, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm going to bring you right now to the screen, and then we begin this talk. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know. Damaris Mbula is tuned in. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Hey, Sals.
Hey. Hi,
hey,
Benjamin.
Welcome to this broadcast. Looking good. Hi, nice hairstyle.
Hey, Benjamin, you have no idea. You have no idea. I went all in.
All in. What does it mean? All in.
We're not going to get another chance to dress up. So I'm even wearing shoes, my friend.
Oh my goodness.
I'm dressed up. I have my earrings on. The only thing I'm lacking is my lashes. Yes. My brows are done. I was like, nope.
I can see you're all dressed up to come into the studio, to Bold and Raw Talk studio.
I have shoes on.
Oh my goodness.
Like the whole outfit, like dressed.
Yeah, but I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to see you again.
I'm happy to be here again.
Yeah, this is the third time?
Is it?
I think so. Last year, 2 times. This year, this is the 4th time. 4th or 3rd time?
This is the 4th time.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been a journey.
Is there echo?
No, it's perfect. Okay. The voice and the sound is clear, and yeah, so no problem. Everything is fine.
Oh, Diana, I'm dressed, honey. I am dressed. I'm like palazzo pants dressed.
Yes. What kind of shoes
Everything.
are you wearing?
I have my high heels on. I'm telling
Yes.
you, I'm dressed.
Oh my
My
goodness.
friend,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
dressed.
Looking good. This corona, this corona is not a joke. fully dressed, fully dressed
Yes,
for this talk show.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for dressing up and getting ready. I see Jay Benais commented. Do you remember her comment on the post today?
Yes, yes. We are going to add her to the show.
Jay Benais, would you like me to add you? If you want me to add you, let me know. Text me in my inbox if you're free enough to join us during the show to share a part of your journey also with cancer. I'll be glad to have you together with Sals, just
Yes.
as both of you share your experiences. Let me know. Let me know in the comments or on my inbox right now. Okay, so Sals, say hello to the viewers. They are watching here. There are so many here. Kenya is here.
Hi, viewers. How are you all doing?
There's
I hope
Tasha.
you're
Tasha
staying
here is
safe.
greeting me.
I hope you're staying safe, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Please. Wash your hands, stay at home. I know it's hard, I really do, but if it can save us all, then please do it. There's no need for anyone to be a hero.
Your friend here, Damaris Mbula, says, Abi, say hi.
Hi, Damaris. How are you doing?
Thank you. Thank you, Virginia.
Hi,
Good talking
Florence.
here. Virginia, help us to share the video to all the groups that you belong to, any health groups that you belong to or you know of. Share this broadcast and also tag a friend. Tag your 5 best friends on the comments so that they can follow the discussion in the next 1 hour, me and Sals. Hey, Sals, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on really quick.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some people who are going to watch you for the first time, and maybe they don't know the background of your story. Just briefly, could you describe to them your diagnosis and up to where you are at the moment?
Well, colon cancer survivor, winner, warrior. I think that's the better part. That's the best way to describe it. It's you're a warrior because this is like a battle. You're not prepared for it, but this is a battle. Chemotherapy, everything. But unfortunately, unlike, or maybe like, but I don't know, unlike some survivors, after chemotherapy, that's when like my life completely changed. Chemotherapy was supposed to make me better. Unfortunately, it didn't. So chemotherapy gave me something different to live with. So right now, most of you that know me know that I live in pain. And that is all thanks to chemotherapy, which just kind of opened a really new life for me. So yeah.
So your diagnosis, again, one more time for anyone who's going to watch you for the. I'm sharing this video to my YouTube channel today. When were you first diagnosed with this colon cancer?
2nd December 2014.
So now that means almost 6 years now.
Officially, after treatment and everything, 5 years. Officially.
5 years. Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for that introduction. Somebody's complaining I skipped her comment here. I'm not sharing comments anymore. Now we have started the discussion.
Oh, no. She wanted to see my shoes.
Oh, somebody is saying to show them there. Atuahire, show me. Okay. you say you're wearing high heels?
Yes. Actually, they're not even closed. They're just there for aesthetics. So
wow.
They're just there for the whole outfit, but they're not just, like so that I can feel like
they're matching with your earrings.
So that I can feel like, we need to dress up for these things.
Yes. Good. I like that. It boosts your confidence and you almost feel like you're not in Corona moments anymore.
It does. It really does. It really does.
How have you been
Now they're
handling
all.
coronavirus so far?
Let me tell you, where I live,
Yes.
you do not know that there's a pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
The only time you know that there's something going on is at the supermarkets when you have to line up for the supermarket car. That's the
Yep.
only time that you know there's a pandemic, because now they're letting one person go in at a time. That's the only time. Nobody is wearing masks. Nobody is wearing gloves. People
Yeah.
are just, living their lives.
Is it the nature of people in Netherlands or specifically in your city or hometown?
I'm beginning to think it's the nature of our town, because
Okay.
people are very blasé. People just don't seem to care. The market is open. Tomorrow I'll go to
Yes.
the market. I'll get
Mm-hmm.
my flowers. No market stand is closed. Everything is just open.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the other
So
cities,
no
the bigger
lockdown.
cities, how about the other bigger cities in Netherlands? Are people scared? Are people wearing masks?
I think they are. I haven't
Mhm.
seen anything. I don't watch TV personally, but I
Okay.
think people are getting scared. And they're also finding people. So if they
Mm-hmm.
find you at the supermarket and you're clustered 3 people near each other, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to get fined.
Wow.
If you're in a car and they stop you,
Mm-hmm.
it's 3 people. They have to control whether you live in the same household. If you don't, you're going to get fined. So, and
Mm-hmm.
apparently they're even fining couples that are walking together hand in hand. So,
A
you
husband and
know,
a wife or a boyfriend and a boyfriend walking hand in hand is not allowed, eh?
no,
Yeah.
do that in the privacy of your own home. Do that at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, I can see people are just joining here and they are complaining. They're saying they're new. This is Bold and Raw Talks with Benjamin, and I host time to time different kinds of people sharing personal stories that can inspire others. So if you're just joining us right now, please, if you have time, watch me together with Sals Comfort, and we will talk about her battle and winning of the colon cancer.
Benjamin, continue the introduction. Let me get the
Yeah.
book very quickly, please. Sorry.
Okay, okay. Jay Benais, I'm going to send you a link that you can use later on to join as a guest. Let me send you a link in your inbox right now. Hey, let me know where you're watching me from. Tasha, I see you. Guys who are commenting there. Maggie Muindi from YouTube. Thank you so much. Watching from Abu Dhabi. I really appreciate that. Jay Benais, let me send you the link. And then I will invite you later on. John Conde,
It's a
I
new
see
episode.
you. Yeah.
Judge, it's a new episode.
All of you, Linda Chebi in Sweden, thank you so much. John Conde, I see your comment there. I will think about it. There are specific people that I can invite in my shows because of various reasons. But anyway, I appreciate your comments and your concerns. Anyway, Sals,
Yes.
as you can see on the screen, the first topic we're going to talk about today is the remission.
And that is why we are dressed, Benjamin.
Yes.
That is why we are dressed, because this is good news dressing. This is like, a new episode in my life kind of dressing, because as of 20th of April, 2020, we
Yes.
are officially on remission. That's what I'm saying. This is something that is very brand new. This is something that is
Congratulations. I remember you sending me the message. Anyone who is watching here, remission, if you don't know the meaning of remission, we are going to talk about it. But it's part of the biggest milestones of any cancer survivor or patient achieves in his or her life and in the battle of this kind of condition. Remission. So congratulations. On April 20th, your doctor told you that you are finally on remission.
Yes.
Was this the first time he was telling you on remission?
Absolutely.
Oh, congratulations, Sals.
It was the first time, and that is because for most patients it takes 5 years for you to go on remission, because the first few years you're still battling the cancer. There's still cancer cells in your body, maybe. Depends if you've done chemotherapy, whatever your treatment was, there might be some cancer cells still in your body, hidden somewhere. So you have tests done every year, and every year they tell you we didn't find anything. So after 5 years, that's when you're officially on remission. That's when they can tell you, hey, you know, like we've searched, girl, we've searched everywhere and we haven't found them. So you're on remission.
Okay, somebody who is watching here, what is remission? Can you explain it in very simple English? What is remission?
Well, remission is normally when you're going through cancer, or when you have gone through cancer, you're still left with some cancer cells in your body, like I said. Remission simply means that they've done tests and that during all those tests, they haven't been able to find any cancer cells in your body. So kind of compare it to someone that has HIV and they take ARVs. That's what I like to compare it with. When they take ARVs for a certain time, like let's say for 2 years, consistent every single day, their viral load is suppressed so that it becomes undetectable. So they haven't been able to detect any cancer cells in your body anymore. So that's basically it.
So anyone who did not understand, again in simple English, remission is when the signs and the symptoms of cancer have reduced, or finally they have disappeared.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. And for your case, I understand there are different types of remissions.
Yes.
Do you know? Can you talk about them? The ones that you know that your doctor has told you about?
Well, there is partial remission, and partial remission, it's partial, right? Like your cancer has gotten smaller, or the tumor has gotten smaller, but the cancer is still there. So you have less cancer.
50% reduced.
Exactly. You just have less cancer throughout your body. And then you have complete remission. But it's not, when they say complete remission, they do not mean that you're cured from cancer. That's the word remission and being cured are two separate things. So complete remission just means that all the physical exams that you have done, all the scans, everything, they just show that the signs of cancer are gone. So that's like, some doctors like to call it no evidence of disease, NED. So there's no evidence of disease in your body. And so those are the two kinds of remission. But that, again, that does not mean that you're cured from cancer. That's why we celebrate remission and everything. We're really happy when everything.
It's like a milestone. You have achieved something.
Yeah.
Let me take you back. When your doctor diagnosed you in 2014, December, I'm not so sure, but you can correct me. Usually when you are diagnosed with cancer, they try to determine the level of the cancer.
Yes.
Your cancer was on which level at that time?
Stage 3B.
Stage 3B, meaning?
Yes. It had progressed. And it had started to metastasize. So I'm sorry, it had started to affect other body parts. So it had gone into the lymph nodes, and it was about to travel into the blood cell, and God knows where it would have landed. So that's why it was stage 3B. And the tumor itself was about 5.5 centimeters. So that's still something that I usually try to wrap my hand around, because it was 5.5 centimeters, which means that it had been growing for years. That cancer was in me for a very long time. So yeah.
Wow. And that time when the doctor was telling you it's on stage 3B, what is the final stage of this specific cancer?
4.
Stage 4. So from 3B, it moves to stage 4?
Yeah. And that's when it's in different areas of your body. And like I said, cancer, I really try to emphasize on the part that cancer is a silent killer.
It's a silent killer.
Cancer is a silent killer. I had no symptoms. Not even
all the years
one.
up to 2014, you had no symptoms?
No, not a single symptom. What took me to the hospital was not the cancer itself. The cancer was found by chance.
Wow.
So if it had not, like I'm saying, God will always be in my corner. But if he had not steered me toward that path, they would not have found it. And that means that it would have grown and continued to spread until
to stage 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. God has been on your side so far.
It hasn't, and we're here.
Oh.
So that's what we like.
Another congratulations from my guest Sals. If you're watching us, welcome to this Bold and Raw Talks. Drop in your comments there. Thank you so much, everyone who is just joining here. We are talking about how she has survived with the colon cancer since 2014 up to now, as I'm talking with her. And this is the 4th time I'm hosting her in my shows. And so, Sals, I can see you're checking the comments. Sometimes the comments are very interesting.
I like to keep up with the comments. That's what I like.
I do these shows, and then people later on tell me, Benjamin, you have no idea what happens on the comments.
I like to keep up with the comments a little bit, so we always have our second phone just in there, just so that we can peek.
Yeah. Okay, Sals. Anyway, back to this topic of remission. When the doctor said your cancer was on stage 3B, did he mention about the interval for you to survive? Like sometimes they tell you, oh, you have about 5 years, 10 years. Did he talk about that with you?
No, because I think the chance of survival was pretty good. But to be quite honest, Benjamin, I have no idea what he talked about. I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I clocked out. The minute he said it, I clocked out. So I can't remember anything that he said. I really can't.
Once he delivered the news to you that, hey, you have cancer and it's on stage 3B,
I clocked out.
Yeah. And
it's a good thing that my brother was with me, because I just held his hand and I pinched it, and he asked all the questions, but I never for one moment asked him, what did they say? I really never wanted to know. So I clocked out. I can't remember. I can only remember one annoying person that whole day, but I can't remember anything. I know it was a Tuesday, but that's about it.
December, you said it was on December 4th?
December 2nd.
December 2nd, 2014.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you have no idea about the interval of surviving?
No, I clocked out. But then because they had my DNA tested, because there's been a lot of cancer in my family. Like you all know, my mother is also a cancer survivor. My grandmother died because of cancer. I have no idea who else in the family died because of cancer. So they had our DNA tested, and they found out that it's in my DNA. So that's why, as much as I want to talk about remission, there's also that other possibility, because it is embroidered in my DNA, like the DNA strand, the way it goes, somewhere there is there is cancer.
So the remission, as you have kept on insisting, remission does not mean that you have cured. Cancer is cured in your body.
That's why I keep insisting.
It doesn't mean
because for some people it's genetics, and when it's genetics, it's hard to fight genetics. It's in there. It's like it's evolved over a period of time. Maybe it started with this person, and it's just they gave up that. It keeps evolving, and unfortunately, my mother got it, and fortunately enough, my brother didn't, and unfortunately, I did. So it evolves as you go by. So it can get embroidered in your DNA, and you can pass it on to your kids without knowing that you're doing that. And without also showing signs of cancer itself. You can also die you can just be a carrier of that DNA, and it cannot manifest at any point or time in your life. So you never know.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the last show that I had together with you, you were talking about taking those painkillers for your feet. And so with this remission, what's going to happen with medication?
Nothing. That's a whole separate case.
So for now, from 20th of April, what's going to happen about your checkups and medication?
Medication is still going to continue. That is going to be a part of me for the long haul. That is not something that is going to stop anytime soon. Checkups are still going to continue because, again, I have cancer in my DNA. I have that it's called Lynch syndrome. It's a mutation in your DNA, which makes you can have certain types of cancers very easily, like compared to you, maybe you have 20% chance, I have 80% chance. So as long as I do have that Lynch syndrome in me, which is part of me again, they will continue with the tests. They will not continue with the CT scans every year and the blood work every year, but they will continue with the colonoscopies every 2 years. So next year I'm scheduled for another colonoscopy. This is not something that ends, Benjamin. Unfortunately,
it's a continuous process here.
Yeah, there's some people that think that, like we since 2015 we're still talking about this. It's a journey. 2015 was the start. 2015 was not the end. 2015 was the start. And every single thing that we've been going through, it's just another milestone as we continue through this journey, as we go through this path. So it's not something that I can say, oh, last week there was remission.
So anyone watching here and wondering why is Benjamin bringing Sals here for the 4th time, he or she must understand that treating cancer is like a lifetime journey.
It is.
It is a lifetime journey. You have to keep on doing it over and over until finally the doctors confirm that this now it's finally not in your blood anymore. There are no cancer cells. You're fully healed.
I'll give you an example, Benjamin, about how this is a lifetime thing. Some of you know I was married. I was married to a Dutch man. And when he was 18, he got cancer. And he also had colon cancer, exactly the same type of cancer that I have. 5 years later, he was on remission. And he lived, that I met him when he was 26. So I met him after remission. And he was living his best life and everything. No checkups, nothing anymore because he was on remission. He passed 2014.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
So he passed and it came back and it was aggressive.
Yeah.
When it comes back, it's usually aggressive. And it was too late. Again, silent killer, no symptoms, nothing. He had no idea that it was going to be back. That's why I think we need to be very in touch with how everything works and on top of everything, don't let a doctor tell you because you're on remission, we're no longer going to perform any tests. Ask for them. Like I will, because I'm paying for the insurance. So when I require a test, I want to know how's my body looking like, because I have so many experiences around me of people that have gone into a remission and it has recurred and it came back really aggressive, and that's when you're given that you have 6 weeks to live and you have a month to live and all of that. So it's not as much as I when I talk, some people will think that maybe you do not believe in God. I believe in God 100%, but I also believe in the power of doing things yourself as well, getting yourself educated, making sure that you're in touch with your body and knowing how your body is, because we live in an imperfect world. Nobody's going to tell you that you're not going to get sick. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Thank you for that information. Let me see. We're moving on to, I can see the people talking on the comments. I wonder if they're really even following this discussion, but unfortunately, I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You have that small batch of the people from where that don't know how to behave on comments. So
I just wish people could understand why I'm doing this show and you sharing this story. I don't even know if some of them have a cancer patient in their families. They could have done me a favor to tag some of those family members and sharing the video. But let's keep on going. Now we're moving on to the second topic, Sals. On the screen, the second topic is recurrence.
I think we kind of tackled that a little bit, but again, that's exactly what it means, reoccurring.
the doctor told you the chances of you recurring is based on the genetics.
With me, yes.
Yes.
Yes. And
Mhm.
to hinder or to stop some of that recurrence,
Yes.
that's why I had a hysterectomy. That's why my womb was removed. So
Mhm.
that you know that there are chances of you getting colon cancer, cancer of the uterus, cervical cancer, and ovarian cancer. So you do things to protect or to stop that from happening. And that's why my cervix was removed, my fallopian tubes were removed, and my uterus were removed.
Yeah.
So
So as you're speaking, I'm sorry to ask you, as you said again in one of the shows, you will not be able to naturally have a child.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Hmm.
no.
Okay.
Um, I will not be able to. You need the oven to bake.
Yeah. Hmm.
There's no oven in there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
There's
Okay.
no oven in there. Sometimes you have to decide which is what do you want.
Hmm.
Do you want to be a mother
Uh-huh.
and not raise your child because yes, you're a mother, but now you're sick, or do you want to be healthy and raise a child, but that's you get to adopt that child, that child is not genetically yours. And when it comes to genetics, again, I might pass on that gene to my child. So with me, my choice was very easy.
Hmm.
Just check it out.
Yeah.
Hi, Mama.
Is that your mom watching?
Lizzie. Yes, Lizzie is my mom.
Ladies,
Lizzie.
Sam, hello, Mama Sal. Thank you for watching this broadcast. I wish I could bring you on the screen, but it's okay. Thank you, Lizzie Sami is Sal's mom. Receive
Yep.
my greetings here, and thank you for giving me this wonderful and strong daughter to come and talk to us and also the viewers. Thank you so much. So anyway, you have mentioned Sals.
Yep. Yep.
You have mentioned that recurrence depends on so many things. What are you doing to avoid this recurrence? And what did your doctor tell you to do?
Clean eating. So when people see me clean eating, when people see me taking very good care of myself health wise, it is
Hmm.
because I know of the things that can happen. So my mom and I, there's this juice that we take
Hmm.
that also has a lot of anti-cancer properties, and that is something that can prevent a situation in the near future. And you also know that tumors feed on sugar.
Hmm.
So if you eat less carbs or you're on keto and your body is working on ketones, God forbid that tumor starts to grow, it won't continue to grow because it's
Hmm.
not going to get any fooding. So it's not going to get any sustenance. And
Hmm.
if it's not getting any food, it will die. So you have to also watch out and see what you're eating.
Yep. So Rashid Dina, thank you so much watching from YouTube channel. Those of you who are watching from my YouTube channel with the same name, Benjamin Junior Bogonko, thank you so much. Go ahead and subscribe to that
It
channel.
is it is 10
Your mom,
o'clock in Kenya. My
yep.
mom is not dressed to be on the screen. My
Okay.
mom is on Matuta right now.
Yes.
Not, she is ready or in bed at this
Oh,
moment. So
and so unfortunately, she cannot come on the screen, eh?
I think so. I don't know, maybe. Mom.
Yes. Let's talk briefly. You have talked about eating healthy. How about staying physically active? I've been doing push-ups every single day.
I
What
saw
do you do
that.
to
I
stay
saw
active?
that.
Yeah.
Good going. Um, Also that. I mean that does wonders for your mental health. And I usually think that when you're good mentally, there's so
Mhm.
many things that you can tackle physically.
Yep.
So stay good, mentally. Work
Mhm.
out, have a good um what do you call that, physique, for
Yeah.
example. I
Mhm.
personally, I walk a lot.
Mhm.
If you've kept up with me, I can outwalk any person. My mom can tell you I can walk for 3 hours. These legs that
Yeah.
came as a let's call it a curse are also a blessing, because after 15 minutes I feel nothing. So I
Yeah.
will walk. I can walk to Machakos right now without even feeling it. I'll just stop and sleep and continue walking because yeah, I don't feel anything. So it's both a blessing and it's a curse at the same time. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I can see your mom is not in bed.
Oh, sorry.
Your mother is saying she's not in bed, but let me see. Let me see her comment here.
If you know what that means.
So that's Sal's mom. She's saying, oh, I'm not in bed, but I don't want to be on screen. Self-distancing dressing code. What she's wearing right now may not be very good for the screen.
Oh.
Can you imagine what she's wearing now?
I don't want to. I don't want to imagine it.
Okay. It should be 9 p.m. in Kenya. So
quarter to 10 even. Quarter to 10, I think.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Let's not imagine what she's wearing.
No, please do not imagine what my mother is wearing, please.
Yes.
Oh God.
Let's talk about the mental health. How do you keep your positive attitude on social media and privately? How do you do it?
How do I do it? I think also that has to do. Oh Lord Jesus. I think that also has to do with genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Because my mom is the most positive person in the world. So I have my X and my Y. My mom is the most positive person in the world. You can tell my mom something won't work.
Yep.
And she will go out of her way to show you that it can work.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that positivity from her. So that's the one thing. My dad was the calmest person in the world. My mom, she's not so calm. Like my mom can flare up in my mom can flare up in a second. My mom, right now she can flare up in a second. So her and calmness are so I have the strength of my mother and the calmness of my father.
Okay.
So that's why when I get insulted on social media, I have this side of my father, so I can stay calm. I'm not a fighter. I'm not.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I can hurt you. So I do not like to get to know this side of me. I think my mom, if she was to type, she would tell you that I'm a calm person, very calm, until I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And those until I'm not moments are very rare.
Yep.
But they're very, very bad.
Yeah, your mother is responding. She's saying, "Oh, I am a calm girl." You think she's calm?
My mom is very. Mom, you know yourself, please.
Okay.
Know yourself.
So apart from your mom and your dad, you have mentioned about your dad. Who else? Do you have other friends who keep you going?
Delano.
Delano?
Delano is my brother's son. I think you've seen him on social media. He's literally grown up on social media with me.
How old is he?
He's now 5. He's turning 6.
Yeah. How does he give you the positive vibes and positive energy?
Last week I did a video. It was a live, but I downloaded it and put it on YouTube. And in that video, I spoke about how Delano was my lifeline, literally. Have you ever just been letting go and you're just falling into the darkness and you just don't want to deal anymore, and someone throws you a lifeline and they pull you back?
Yeah.
That was Delano. Because
he's 5 years old and you are diagnosed with colon cancer in 2014. So it's like the journey, when you look at him, is the same journey that you have grown with.
Delano was a toddler when he used to come see me at the hospital.
Yeah.
So he was and Delano is an empath. Delano is the biggest empath you will ever meet. That child can see into your soul.
Yep.
So anytime Delano came to visit me at the hospital, I actually have a few pictures and I was looking at them and they were at the hospital. And you could see the sadness in Jelano's eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a tiny little child, you could see how sad he was, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he was the first child in our family, the first grandchild, the first nephew. It was
Mm-hmm.
important to see him grow.
Yeah.
So I had to fight to do
Mm-hmm.
that.
I can imagine that that's been a journey together with him. Where is he now?
Delano is at home. They live just around here.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Were you together with him today, or you haven't seen him today?
on Saturday, I was with him on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and he can speak Swahili.
That's nice.
Yeah, he can speak Swahili.
Hopefully, again, if God allows and wills, when we have you back, I hope to see him. But sometimes I've seen you in the videos together with him, passing by, walking around. Yeah.
Yes, he's a social media child. He's grown up on social
Yes.
media. He comes by and says hello. He tells people habari zenyu or kwaheri. You'll hear him in the
Yes.
background when I say something, and he'll be like hapana, or he'll like angalia, tante angalia. So, and he's very proud to speak Swahili. That's something that he's just, and I'm very proud that I get to teach him to speak Swahili. You know, so that's a good thing. Like I said,
Yeah.
he's my lifeline. He's our child.
Yeah.
So for those of you that think that I do not know how to raise a child, or I do
Mm-hmm.
not know what it feels like to have a child, I absolutely do. I
Mm-hmm.
was watching this child when he was a week old.
Until now that he is 5 years old.
Until
Yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
So I can have him for a week. I can be bringing him to school. I can wake up to bring him to school. Like, that's a parent doing that.
Yeah.
Sort of, because he'll sleep at your place and you have to make sure that he has lunch, he has everything that he needs to go to school. You take him to school, you pick him up from school, so your life is revolving around this child.
Yeah.
So I don't know what people usually define as parenting, but to me that's parenting.
I am a teacher. I teach kids, and some of the kids I've been teaching them for the last. There's one boy I started teaching him from 2014 up to now. So, and I've been seeing him every week. He's just like my son.
Yeah,
So for all those 6 years, I know him inside out. He knows me. We play around. We sing songs. We dance in class. He hugs me. So it's been a journey for 6 years. When he was 4 years old, and now he's 10, I can see how he has grown to be who he is.
exactly. And you get to shape him. You get to shape some of his character and his personality. And that's, I think, being involved in a child's life is a form of parenting, because there's so many deadbeats that have contributed to to that half of a DNA, but they're not around to see their kids grow. So if you're around to see a child grow, then you're parenting.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is a form of parenting.
So far, you've talked about your mother, your dad, of course, your nephew,
My brother.
your brother. How about the professionals? Sometimes professionals are needed in this journey. Do you have any professional, maybe your doctors or a counselor? I mean,
the only one professional that
can you
has
single
been
one out? Yeah.
The only one professional person that has been a sort of my backbone is my personal physician. And he's been my personal physician ever since I was 12, ever since we moved here, 13. So I've moved away and had other physicians, and then when I moved here, I came back to him. And he's the person that has really fought for me, because there was a time we had no idea what was going on in my body. My mom can tell you that. There was a time that, like I said, my mom will tell you that she's calm, but I almost saw her punch an oncologist.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mom Tulia, to scare. So when they were not giving us the right information, and when they were not telling us what we needed, because if you do not push, Benjamin, if you do not push these doctors, they will sit and get rich from your insurance money, but they will not do a single thing. I've had my doctor is the one that just goes like, your cough, I don't like it. Because you had you were here 2 months ago, right? And you were still coughing. Let me
Yeah.
check that. But another doctor will just be like, you have, it's where homa, you have a common cold, just go home. And at that time I had pneumonia, and that's not a good thing to have with my history, given my history.
Yeah.
So my doctor always just pushes me. Where's Benjamin? Mom would check, but yes, you're where.
Yeah, keep talking. Yeah, so the physician.
My doctor is the one that pushes for me. My doctor is the one that fights for me.
I can see somebody, a friend is trying to tell the people in the comments to subscribe to your YouTube channel.
Yes, and I think she's doing that because part of this talk I also uploaded on YouTube, and it was a long talk because it was we did it last week when I got the news that I was on remission. So that's why I think she's my fighter. So any place that she'll find you, she'll tell you to subscribe. So Chepchumba 2 years
yeah, Jerotich, thank you so much. Thank you for doing that. Yeah. So somebody who is wondering who is this telling us to subscribe, when people are requesting you to subscribe to their YouTube channel.
Yeah, Chepchumba. So I've shared the story there as well. So
yeah,
that's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Chepchumba, for sharing the Sals YouTube channel, and I hope people can go and follow the story, especially if they want to get informed. So we're almost winding up. Topic number 3, battling with, this is topic number 3 on the screen, mental health and how to deal with chemo.
There's actually something that is called chemotherapy brain. And
chemotherapy brain.
Yes.
What is that? Chemotherapy brain.
Chemotherapy brain is where because you've gone through chemotherapy,
yes,
your brain is affected in certain ways. So you get very forgetful, and a lot of people do not get that I have that, and they think that it's a conscious thing that I do to be forgetful, and it's not. It's not something that I consciously choose to do. There is something in there that is not working properly anymore.
So you become forgetful?
I've become very forgetful. Like you can ask me something, and 2 minutes later, I will have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So
and that was caused by the chemos. How many sessions did you say you went through? I
went through 7 sessions, and that is on the low side of sessions. When
otherwise, how many were you supposed to go through?
10. And people can have even more than 10. So that was on the low side. And that's another thing that also has me kind of anxious, panicky, and all of that, because I did not get the sessions that are needed to kill the cancer cells. So that has kept me anxious until this moment where I got, the news that I'm on remission, because that you did not go through all the things that you had to go through. The chemotherapy sessions, that, and
mother, you see what your mother is saying? Once you go through chemo, you also become aggressive. It changes your behavior.
Yes, it changes your behavior. So, Mom, you're not
she's
very
trying to defend herself that she's not just aggressive because of her sessions made her to become aggressive. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back. So for you.
No, actually, this woman can make me laugh because
I wish she was on the screen. I wish next time I will have both of you.
So
7 sessions, and then the side effects. Your brain was kind of damaged, or what?
Yeah, exactly? I think, and I think the reason that my body did not handle chemotherapy, whereby I got neuropathy and other side effects, and I got them, they were really strong as opposed to someone that had all the sessions and came out. I have a very weak immune system. I'm like very weak. My mom will tell you I spent months at the hospital, and I was very sick as a child. So I came out with my white blood count is very low. So I can get unaweza kahachimwa pale and I can get it. That's why with COVID I'm staying in, because my immune system is really bad.
Really
But
bad.
so you can get chemotherapy fog, like chemotherapy brain, chemotherapy fog. You can find it really hard to learn things, to multitask. You can have short memory problems, which personally I do. I keep saying I'm very forgetful. I have the attention span of a goldfish. You know, you 5 seconds, you've forgotten it, and that's something that happens. And I also know that it's something that is very real, because I was always someone that was very learning oriented. So when I saw something, I just plunged into it. You know, like I see it, I want to do it. But after chemotherapy and everything, I will start and I cannot be bothered anymore. And that has never been my characteristic ever.
This began after you started the chemos.
Yeah.
The first, the brain, the one you're saying, and forgetfulness, was it after a number of chemo sessions or after the first chemo session?
No, it was after the whole therapy. It was more so because
7 sessions.
Yeah, way after, because in the beginning your body is not impacted by the chemotherapy. It's still learning. It's still getting the toxins in the body. But now the side effects come afterwards.
Yeah,
they come afterwards. So
now, as you speak, one of the side effects is forgetfulness.
To me, yes, it's a short attention span.
Yeah,
that's something, like I said, that's something that I personally suffer with. Remembering even conversations, getting anxious. You'll see that in the very beginning, I could ningeongea vizuri. Unajua, my English was I was very articulate. Everything just ilikuwa inafuatana. These days I have to look for words.
Yeah.
I have, okay, what's that? And that's something that is also a part of it.
Eloquence for you to speak the way you used to speak before the chemos has been interfered, eh?
Yeah.
I can see, like, Muna is saying that's what she's having right now with the chemotherapy, forgetting everything. Sorry to hear that, Muna. We wish you can somebody just send some love to Muna and what she's
Muna, a lot of love.
Do you know her?
Yes, she's a friend. I consider her a friend. We've shared experiences. Yeah.
Is it okay to mention what kind of cancer she has?
She can, if she can mention it herself.
If she wants, it's okay. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mona, my love goes to you, and thank you for sharing there on the comment. At this moment, Jay Benais, I sent you a link on your inbox. If you want to join here, Mona, you're welcome. You're welcome, Mona. Where is Jay Benais? I sent you a link for you to join and share a little bit of your story before we wind up this discussion.
And another reason, Benjamin, why I'm very vocal, why I share, I think 10 years from now, I'll still be talking about 15 years, or I'll still be talking about 15 years from now, this and this happened, is because people do not have a voice.
Yeah.
People usually want to share, but they are afraid of sharing. They're afraid of the kind of backlash you get, especially from social media. And I think it's because they've also seen it. They've also seen what I was experiencing. They've also seen the insults. And such kind of things make it hard for people to share. And I find personally that when I share, it makes it easy for them to share. And
you always tell me, after we do all these live talks, you always text me, you tell me how you feel. You actually feel better, you feel much more stronger. So sharing is really powerful.
And I also get people in my inbox that tell me, hey, Sals, thank you for sharing. I was also going through A, B, C, D. Pat, one thing that I love to or not love to share, but I'm very open about, is the hysterectomy. And that's because, you know, the society puts so much pressure on the Black woman to be a mother, to have kids by the time that you're 35. I'm 38. I do not have a child. And women that have gone through something that is like as invasive as a hysterectomy will tell you that they are so burdened. They do not know how to go along, and they do not know how to unajua kudeal na hiyo experience ya kuambia mtu, hey, I can't have kids, because they constantly get asked, when are you having a baby? And they're like, maybe, you know, like, so sharing has enabled some women to come up and be very strong about it. And when you ask them, when are you going to have a baby? I can't. Why? Because I had a hysterectomy. Bam, finished. Story finished. That person will not ask you later on, because now when someone says, hey, Sals, so when are you having a baby? I'm like, maybe never. That person is still going to ask me a week from now. That person is going to ask me 10 weeks from now. But when I tell them, hey, dude, no oven, so no baking.
Yeah.
Cut.
And some of them make fun of you, of course, online. I don't know how you're getting. I'm so sure by now you have gotten used to them. But sometimes I know it affects you. You're a human being.
In the beginning, it did, Benjamin. In the beginning, it really did.
When people make fun of you, they laugh at you. They say you're pretending. Maybe you don't even have cancer. Maybe
I got that.
You just don't want to have kids. It's you who is refusing to have kids. How do you deal with all that?
Now, with people that say I'm pretending, please continue thinking that. Because personally, I went through it. So I know what I went through. And also, this is something that I went through on social media. I went through this online. We posted pictures at the hospital. So if you haven't followed it to see that, then I'm not going to engage you. You know, and most of the time, thank goodness that there are people that have followed, and they, you know, they're the ones that tell you, hey, tumekuwa hapa, we've seen it. We've, you know.
We have been there with Sals. We have been seeing her online up to now. So they already know your story. Your mom is saying something interesting. Your mom is saying this.
That's what I wanted to tackle.
I think, what does she mean?
It has been so easy for me to not be pressured about having kids, because my mother never pressured me about that situation. My mother wasn't the kind of woman that said, by the way, unafaa kuzaa, mtoto wangu atakuja lini? Uoni ukizeeka, when are you getting my grandchild? No, she's never been that person. She's been the kind of woman that told me, if you want to adopt, I'll be there. If you want to have a kid, I'll be there. But, you know, to be quite honest, we make fun of it. She tells me, to be quite honest, I don't see you having a child. My friend, everything, your migraines, you'll be pregnant and your head will be hurting. You'll be pregnant, this will be hurting. Like, that would be 9 months of hell. And I don't want to go through that as your mother. So, you know, let's adopt. Let's adopt. So my mom has made it very easy for me not to feel pressured about it. And if your mother does that,
your mother
then
says that,
who are you to tell me to have a child? Who are you to pressure me?
If your own mother can tell you that, so who are you to question and to ask you? And I can see your mom is saying that there are many poor kids out there who needs to be adopted.
They are, and my mom has always been very accommodating. My sister was adopted. My sister passed away in 2009, and she was adopted.
Yes.
By this very calm person. I will tell you that story very quickly. Mom, please forgive me.
Yeah.
But I have to tell this story. So we used to live in Umoja, right? Now you're calm, but we used to.
That's in Nairobi, Kenya, yeah.
We used to live in Umoja too, Nairobi, Kenya, and we used to live in those plots. And our house was number 3, and number 4 there was this woman that had this girl that she used to mistreat. So every single time you would hear this girl crying, and she would be put in the bathroom, because the bathroom and the toilets were outside. So she slept in the toilets, and every single time, poof, this child was beaten, and you'd find her outside crying. So I think one time my mom was done. So after that was the aunt to the lady, to her name is Tobista. That was the aunt to Tobista. So one day after Tobista was beaten and she was sitting outside crying, my mom knocked. I'm sorry, mom, but I'll say this. That woman was beaten. She beat that woman, the aunt to Tobista. She's like, this is how you've been treating this girl. I'll show you how it feels.
Yeah.
The next day she moved and left Tobista. The next day she had gone. She left the child. So that's how my sister was adopted.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. And your mother can confirm, because she confirmed here that you guys adopted a daughter, and who became your sister.
Yeah, my sister. I just say my sister. My sister was adopted, but she was always my sister. There was no difference between me and her, how we were raised and all of that. No, she raised us the same. So
do you have any thoughts of also adopting?
Absolutely. But I really don't want to raise my child in Holland, so I'm going to adopt in Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I can see Jay Benais has joined the studio. Jay,
welcome.
Yeah, she's here. I'm bringing her to the screen. Jay Benais. Hey, Jay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. We cannot see. Is it okay to turn on your camera, please?
Hold on.
Okay.
The technology part that I struggle with.
Yeah, just check on the screen and then you will see the option of turning on the camera. Jay Benais is also a cancer survivor, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Sals. How are you?
Hi, Jay.
Let's give her time to adjust her camera so that the face is not so near the screen. Take your time. Please take your time, man.
Computer. How is that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you move back a little bit, just a little bit?
Okay. This is hard.
Or maybe she's holding her phone. She doesn't.
Are you using a phone?
No, I'm using my laptop.
Okay.
No table. Just put it on the table.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, take your time. I'll bring you back once you settle, and then let's give her 1 minute to settle down and sit down properly before we wind up the show. Now we are taking in the questions that you'd like to ask Sals. Drop in a question based on the 3 topics we have covered so far: remission, recurrence, and dealing with chemotherapy and the side effects. If you have any question, please drop in right now before we finish the show. And if you're joining right now, you can go ahead and follow me. If you're watching for the first time, look at the screen. Those are my social media handles. And then we will have Jay Benais to share briefly her story as we wind up. And I'm waiting to see your questions on the comments. Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Hey. Let me sit in the middle, eh?
Okay, cool.
No. I don't know how to sit. Oh my,
Yeah.
no. I don't know. I can. Okay, it's okay.
No.
Yeah, that's okay. It still works.
This technology, I'm also learning it. But Jay Benais, welcome here. Thank you so much.
No, if I move and you move your head, no, you want that won't happen.
Welcome here. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you guys?
We're fine,
good.
thank you.
First time,
Cool.
Are you guys talking for the first time together?
Yes,
Yes.
this is my first time seeing Sals.
Yes.
Yes, I've never really met her.
But for me and you, I think I was doing my video on Instagram and you joined me.
Yes, I
And
remember
you just
that.
mentioned you had cancer and you're a cancer survivor.
Yes, I got diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 2010.
Yes.
That was approximately maybe 6-7 months after I got married.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was painful. So basically we were trying to fall pregnant and nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the general practitioner, and he ordered for me to do some tests. And then I did a lot of blood tests, and then he referred me to a gynecologist. My first gyna, he was a bit like, you know, maybe your tubes are just blocked. And so he ordered some more tests, and I did quite a lot of tests for like 6 months nonstop. And finally, I got tired of the waiting, because he was a very busy gyna. So I just called him one time and I was like, dude, I've been doing all these tests and I need to know what is happening. And he told me, oh, I forgot to tell you, you've been diagnosed with cancer, and I referred your case to a cancer specialist. Oh, yes. Sals, don't be shocked. That's he was a special doctor.
By the way, like, just
yes,
by the
and
way.
I was driving, so I actually stopped the car to cry. And he gave me the name of the new doctor, and he told me, oh, don't worry, they will call you. So they called me 3 weeks later and gave me an appointment. And the cancer specialist was really nice. He first of all, he just looked at me and he was like, at your age, this is a disease for old women. It's not a disease for young people, because I was only 26. And he looked at me, he's like, nah, this is not normal. He asked me, do you have any people, like, do you have family members who've had cancer? And I was like, not that I know of. And he asked me to call my family and ask them. And of course, I called the people who knew my mom. I didn't call my mom directly because she was sick at that time. And all of them told me, not that we don't have it in our family. So the doctor told me, look, it's good that we've discovered it early, because it's stage 1. So that's a good thing. So we can get it sorted as soon as possible. So, but before we get it sorted, they had to remove the cyst that was attached to my left ovary, so that they can get a clear diagnosis. And so I did my first surgery was keyhole surgery. And basically they took out the cyst and did some tests on it. And I had to wait, I think, 3-4 weeks. And then they called me back. They told me, oh, you need to go back under the table, because we have confirmed it is the cancer, and basically your left ovary is useless. And so that's when I went back for surgery number 2. And they took out my left ovary and fallopian tube. But this doctor, he was really concerned, because he was looking at me, he's like, you want to have children, and I'm not gonna, if you have chemotherapy at the moment, it's going to fry your other ovary. So we will try a new technique. And all this was happening when I was living in Australia. So after the second surgery, they decided to do the laser treatment, basically just burn off all the remaining cancer cells on my body. And that's what they did. And after that, I was told, okay, this is what we can tell you. The cancer could come back anytime.
That's the remission that we are talking about with the cells.
Yes, me, I was told it can come back. It can come back 1 year later. It can come back 20 years later. So I always have that thing hanging behind me. Because they told me the only option I have to make sure it doesn't come back is if they take out the other ovary and fallopian tube and uterus, which I refused.
All these tests were carried out in which country?
In Australia.
Australia. So now you're in Australia?
No, now I'm in Switzerland.
Okay. All right. So you decided they will not take out the uterus
Yes, because normally they take you for counseling, and the nurse who was there, like the nurse who was taking care of me, she just told me, look, they take out everything. You're going to start undergoing menopause.
Yeah.
And you know, she just told me, you do not want to undergo menopause at 26 years old. So she just told me, just so long as it's not infected, you know, so long as there's no infection, because you have to do your checkup every year, then you should be fine. And that's what I decided to stick with. And of course, the doctors, they, you know, my specialist and all the other doctors, they just told me, good luck with trying to have kids. You know, normally all the patients who've survived this, most of them do not end up having children.
They're very
impossible. Yeah. So
what made you to stick into your decision, not taking away your uterus? Was it because of you wanted to have a child? Like you see in Sal's story, her mother was there. Her mother has been supporting her and telling her no pressure for you to have a child. What made you to stay with your decision?
I think it's my belief in God, because for me, the doctor's verdict is not the last verdict. That's what I believe. And whatever the doctors were saying, I was like, good on you. That's science, and good for you to believe on that. But I believe in something else. So that's why I decided to keep it and not have it removed, because I told myself, until I try everything humanly possible, I'm not going to remove everything. And that's the time I was like, okay, we're gonna try. I'm willing to try IVF to see if I can fall pregnant. And if that doesn't work, okay, fine, I will go and maybe adopt children. That was also something I had thought about. I'd even planned that I would go to the children's home in Kenya, New Life Children's Home.
Yeah.
To adopt a baby from there if I couldn't fall pregnant naturally.
Yes.
So for me, it was important I try, because growing up, I came from a family where people were kind of like, it didn't work out, leave it. There was no, let's keep on trying and trying. So I'm the type of person, I will try until I reach the point where I cannot try anymore. That's when I give up.
Wow.
Yeah.
So finally, I think the newspaper are waiting to have. How did you finally have a child, or what happened?
I did my first round of IVF, which failed terribly.
Sorry about that.
I was a broken woman after the first round of IVF, because basically I went through the whole cycle, and all the eggs I had produced, or at least they had been harvested, there was like 20, but out of the 20, maybe 3 remained that they were the best. So then they fertilized the eggs, and out of the 3, only 1 was the strongest. The rest were useless.
Yeah.
So they, that's when I did the implantation of the embryo, and it failed.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
So that was the first cycle. And then 1 week later is when my mom died. So I actually just flew to Kenya for the funeral. And then when I came back from the funeral, I was more of a broken woman. I was just kind of like, you know what? To hell with everything. I'm just going to live my life, be happy, travel the world, and maybe adopt children. And I remember, because the fertility center I went to in Australia, they did have counseling services. So I did attend a few counseling services, and I was just told, it does happen. You don't need to give up. And that's the time my ex-husband and I, we were having issues. So I was on the verge of leaving him, and he was trying to hold us together at that time. So he suggested we go and try for another cycle. And this time I was kind of like, I was upset with God. My mind was just everywhere. And I remember I kind of like told him, dude, if this is not going to work, me and you are kaput, and I'm not doing this anymore, because the emotions that you go through with IVF, It's hard. It's a total emotional roller coaster because there's the weight gain, there's the
Actually, I've seen even
hormonal.
somebody asking. Sorry to cut you short, Jay. Somebody has even asked about the IVF. How much was it?
Well, I paid 20,000 Australian dollars per cycle.
That's about.
And I did 2 cycles.
How many US dollars?
Okay, I can't because I don't know the exchange rate now.
Okay, in Kenyan shillings maybe.
Australian dollar to Kenyan shillings is how much at the moment? Because I'm not sure.
Okay, no problem. 20,000 Australian dollars. Anybody can check, and somebody who has that, they can check. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's you're going through a lot with your ex-husband at that time, and then then what happened?
He suggested we try again, and we went back to the same facility. And I remember the fertility doctor was like, you know, the second time always works. I was just looking at him like, yeah, whatever. So we tried the second time. And funny enough, you know, the waiting period, and then they call you because you have to, every single day, you have to call them and they give you instructions on how to inject yourself, the medication. So this time when I called and they told me, okay, come in, and then I went in and then they harvested the eggs, and then my husband had to go in and they took his samples and they put them together. We waited 2 weeks and then they called me in to put it in. And this time, because they give you instructions, they tell you, no, when you're done, you have to sleep with your legs up. So what I did was, after sleeping there with my legs up, when I went home, I still kept my legs up for like the whole night. And 2 weeks later, I went for a blood test, and they called me 1 week after the blood test, and they told me, it is positive and you're pregnant.
That's what I was like.
Yeah, so yeah, that was I was shocked because I didn't know how to react when they told me that. I was like, okay. And I asked them, what does that mean? They were like, you're pregnant. I was like, okay. So it was a bit of a shock. And that's how my daughter Azaria was. That's how she came.
Wow.
I was waiting for it.
This was in 2012, 2013.
Yeah, because she's 6 years old now.
Okay. 2014, the time when Sals was diagnosed with her cancer.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, it was a roller coaster. I remember my general practitioner when I went to see him when I was pregnant, because I blacked out when I was driving to the hospital, and the people had to come because I had blacked out driving on the red light. So people had to come and wake me up and take me to the nearest hospital, which is where I was going. And then they left me at the reception and I blacked out there. And so when the doctor came to look for me, he found I had blacked out, and he called me and he's like, what is wrong? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he was like, what? You're pregnant? I cannot believe. Like, he got so excited. And because this is the same doctor who was telling me, you know what? I have a friend who went through the same thing, and she's in a mental asylum right now because she never felt pregnant.
Yeah.
So when I told him I was pregnant, his excitement mode, he got so excited, and that's the time he just told me, okay, you know what? Let's check you out, but you need to stop everything because I can see so far your body is too weak. And that is how I started bed rest from day one of the pregnancy.
Wow. Your daughter, can you say the name again? The name was really cute.
Azaria.
Does it have a meaning?
Yes, it's from the Book of Kings. It means he whom God has helped.
Absolutely.
Azaria. What a cute name. I've never had Azaria before. He who God has helped.
Yes.
Amazing.
And
amazing.
That's
when
exactly what it was.
18th of November.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
What time is it in Switzerland now?
Now it is 9:31 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like me, together with the viewers and Sals, let's just say congratulations to her.
Absolutely.
And congratulations to Azaria. Beautiful, beautiful journey.
I felt it. I really did. And I think when you have the desire to be a mother, that's when it's that much in you, then you will just push every single boundary. And if people are telling you no, then you will do it. I don't know whether this will sound bad, but I never had the desire to be a mother. I never had the desire to carry a child. I've always had the desire to adopt a child, because I've always felt like there's so many kids that are lurking in love and good homes and nurture and everything, that I just want to bring a child into a loving situation. So because I've never had the desire to be a mother, certain things were easy for me to decide. And I think also when they were easy for me to decide, it was also another push that I needed, because again, health-wise, I never knew what was happening in my body until it happened. I've had 2 miscarriages, and those 2 miscarriages also put me off. So when I had the miscarriages, I talked it over with my mom, and she was like, I feel you, honey, but don't dwell on it. Don't let that define you. So we went through it, and then when I had my uterus removed, that is when also another ding 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 moment kind of went up, because my surgeon called again and they said your uterus was three times the size of a normal uterus, and you had fibroids growing outside your uterus, and like your whole uterus was filled with fibroids in a way that we have never seen before. So if you had gotten pregnant, that would have just been catastrophic for you.
Catastrophe. Yeah.
I actually had a ginormous fibroid when I was pregnant with my daughter, to the point of the doctor kept on saying the fibroid is pushing the baby's head. And
I had a few outside the uterus, and the uterus was that enormous, and it seemed like it was growing. It wasn't like, it's not something that was stopping with growing. So my surgeon was like, we did this at the right time. So to me, that was again another moment where you go like,
the question that I want to ask both of you, of course, not for you, JJ, Sals, the procedure of removing the uterus, like this question here by Anita. She has tiny fibroids and she's thinking of getting her uterus removed. How is the procedure? How is the procedure? Before you tell her not to do it.
Yeah, well, because the fibroids are tiny, there are I think 3 types of procedures. There is a laparoscopy, and there is, is it 2? There's laparoscopy, and there's one through your vaginal opening.
Vagina,
if you've been a mother, if you've given birth, then they do it through your vagina. If you haven't given birth, like me, they do it laparoscopy. So they do cuts in your body, certain places. They go in and then they snip, and then they put a tube in your vagina, and then they pull it out. I think that's the easiest way of describing it. Sorry, Kidogo Benjamin, there's one thing that I want to tell Chakula Kitamu, but I guess motherhood is not for everyone. I think you're mistaken. There's a difference between motherhood and giving birth.
Yeah.
I've never said that. I said I never wanted to become a mother in the sense of having a child born out of me. But I've never said that I do not want to be a mother.
You want to be a mother. You want to be a mother to any child in this world.
Yes. So I will be a mother to a child. I will not give birth. That's the only thing that I'm saying. I'm not going to get pregnant. I do not want to get pregnant. I did not want to do it. But I always wanted to be a mother, and I always knew that I'm going to adopt my child. So motherhood comes in so many ways. Motherhood doesn't mean that you necessarily have to carry the child 9 months. A lot of women carry them 9 months and they give children away. A lot of women carry children 9 months and they discard them and they throw them in dustbins. We've seen that. So carrying a child in itself does not necessarily make you a mother, but raising a child makes you a mother.
The same way with fathers.
Exactly.
Yeah, Jay, for you never went through that procedure, but now you got your baby. The last question that I want to wind us this show together with you and Sals is the remission. Your cancer was on stage 1, which is not like Sals was on stage 3B. What about remission? What happened since 2010 up to now?
For me, what I was told and what I'm doing is every year I have to have a total checkup, because what the doctors told me is it can come back anytime. It can come back 20 years later. It can come back 50 years later. And the type of cancer that I have, the ovarian cancer that I have, you don't have the normal signs, so you don't know. You can go to sleep and die in your sleep. So the easiest way is always, for me, I always have that annual checkup where they check everything, they poke and tweak, and that's the only way I know that I'm healthy and everything is going well. And normally, like last year, they saw there was a growth. They saw that I had some growth inside my uterus, so they put me on a double contraceptive. To kind of like make it shrink, and it did work, because when I went for a checkup this year, they said, okay, the growths have gone away, so now you're back to normal, all good.
Wow. And any medication? Are you taking any medication?
No. Funny enough, I'm not on any medication. The only thing that I think this cancer has given me is I'm very, very anemic, like very severely anemic, to the point of I'm on anemia medication. If I don't take it, basically I can collapse outside there on the streets. So I have to take it, and it doesn't matter the amount of iron-filled foods that I eat. Yeah, I just have to keep on taking iron medication every day.
I must say, I'm usually very emotional, but today I've tried to contain myself. The stories were never so sad like in the past when I had Sals. But Jay and I is together with Sals. I want to tell you guys, you are very strong. I know sometimes people assume that people don't see the strength, because even for me, I have not gone for any cancer screening, so I don't know my body very well. I'm not so sure about my body. Yeah, but I should do that. I know that I need to do that, because people do not have cancer and they see you ladies looking so beautiful, talking here for more than 1 hour, and they forget about the other side, that these are actually people living with one of the most serious kind of condition you can ever find yourself in.
And I think Jay will also tell you that this takes a toll on you mentally, because there is always, anytime you feel something in your body, there is always that question, like, why am I not feeling good today? What is happening? Especially when I have a stomach ache, I'm like, why is my stomach painful? Like, even when the doctors tell you that, hey, you've seen your blood work, you still know, this is a silent, it creeps in. So what is happening? So there's always that thing in the back of your mind that is always,
I know, for me it's like anytime I start feeling like for me, when my waist becomes too big, I know that's one of the signs. So I try to monitor I actually watch my waist, because that's the signs. Because I remember when I was in Australia, I was gaining quite a lot of weight. And that's the time I was doing so much, like going to the gym 2 hours a day, working out, but nothing was happening. So I kind of like monitor my body quite a lot. But also this, going through this, it has taken a toll on my body physically, because I cannot do heavy lifting type of work. So that kind of like really annoys me, because now I have a small boy. He's 3 years old, so I have 2 babies now. Yes, I have a small boy.
That's Arya and
We so
Arya
need
and
to
who?
do a video so that you see the babies.
Oh, Jesus, that is, oh,
You
the
said
joy.
you said your
Oh,
daughter is Arya and your son is
My daughter is Azaria,
Azaria. Sorry,
Azaria
Azaria. Yeah.
Anais. My son is Gabriel Benoit.
Wow. Gabriel, what's the
oh,
meaning of Gabriel? Is the meaning of the name Gabriel is
Angel Gabriel. Good
Angel
news.
Gabriel. Wow.
good
Yes.
news. Yes. Oh,
And
God.
Benoit is basically Benedict.
Yeah.
So
So every
yes.
time you have anything in your body, you're like, oh my goodness, this is it again. This is it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I go on panic mode and then but I try to eat natural foods basically.
Yeah.
I try to these green smoothies, they kind of help a lot.
Yeah.
The celery spinach something. It's on Pinterest. I try to make it because it helps. It helps because it helps with the shrinking of the fibroids and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to eat a lot of healthy foods. I try to avoid processed foods,
Yeah.
and it has helped a lot. If anything, I've noticed like the older I get, I'm getting more and more allergic to certain processed foods.
Yep.
Yep.
How
So
about drinks? Drinks, Sals, you mentioned you sometimes you have your your drink. Sals,
I love
Do you
since
have your drink sometimes?
Yes.
Yes.
For the
Jay?
right reasons now. Not for
I
the wrong
love
reasons.
honestly when I moved to Switzerland, I was like, yes, I'm going to, there's going to be nice wine and cheese. I was super excited.
Yeah.
And then I got here and I developed an allergy for alcohol and bread.
Oh
And
no.
already, imagine, and I already had an allergy for cheese and
Yes.
peanuts. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, all the good stuff, I really can't. Basically, I cannot
So no
process.
alcohol. You don't take any alcohol now.
No, I'm a non-alcoholic cocktail type of person.
Okay.
So lots and lots of fruits and ice cubes and sugar.
And exercise, what kind of exercises do you do, Jay?
I have there's this guy. He's I've forgotten his name. He's on Instagram. So
Yes.
he does he does PE lessons online for kids,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but he also does like exercises for grown-ups.
Yes.
And basically, he has his session for, I think it's 17 minutes or 15 minutes. And 15 minutes with him, you will be sweating like hell.
Wow. Okay. So do you do it
So
every day?
I try to do it every day when
Mhm.
when my kids are not they've gone to visit their dad.
Yeah.
I try to do it as much as possible, and then I walk. Today I didn't
Okay.
go to walk because it has rained the whole day, but
Mhm.
normally I try to do maybe 20,000 steps per day.
20,000 steps per
15.
day.
That's 15 kilometer.
Yes.
All right. Right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
I try to.
I ride my bicycle every day, but yeah, when I'm not working, I walk, but usually it's about 5,000 steps.
Well, I push the limit because where I live, there's a nice view. Like there's by the lake. You can walk by the lake, and it's really nice and cool.
Beautiful nature, yeah.
And with the nice weather that is coming, it's quite interesting just to walk and see the birds. And
Yeah.
with all this corona going on, we are still allowed to leave the house. So for me, that is the only way to get rid of my stress levels.
Okay. One, can you see on the screen there, Jay? This is for you. Can you repeat that spinach smoothie briefly, quickly, or you can respond to that?
Hold on, let me get my phone so that I can get it.
All right.
Okay.
Someone is also asking me which juice I said before. It's a really long list. It's cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, beets, carrots, limes, not lemons, limes, garlic, ginger, onions, pili green. So that's already 10 ingredients. All that is juiced. So not if you blend it and sieve. And then once you're done, take raw honey and wheatgrass and blend, and you take that kidogo in the morning and kidogo jioni. But it's a long list, so if you're interested, just hit my inbox, because I'm sure not everybody got it. But
we'll do another nutrition talk for cancer survivors.
Yes.
Yes. Jay Benais, are you sending the recipe to her?
Can she like inbox me? Is she? I know I put my profile on private.
This is your name on Facebook, so I think she can inbox you, and then
because I can send her the recipe directly, because it's a really good one.
Judy Mudike.
Judy, everything raw. It tastes like it's good for you.
Yeah, they say the foods which are not delicious are healthy.
Yeah, like really bad.
Yeah.
So if she's there,
yes.
If she's there, it's a celery, spinach, green apple, and ginger.
Okay. Muna is also, she mentioned she is living with the blood cancer. I think, Muna, you can contact Jay together with Sals, and then they can help you on more information about boosting your system. And she said she's shy. She cannot join the show. She could have joined you guys, but she just commented there and said she's very shy to come live and share her journey so far. But our love goes to you.
We need a lot of people to open up. We need a lot of survivors to talk. And again, it's never an easy thing. There are certain people that really don't know how to get that out there. So that's why we do this with Benjamin, because we are also interested in hearing other people as well. And Jay Benet was in the comment section, and she said she's a survivor as well. So we asked her if she could join us as well. So if anybody is willing to join, we are here. But it's, you have to, anyone,
if you see anyone, or if you know if any one of you is watching right now, you are living with cancer, or you're a cancer survivor, or you went for your screening and you confirmed you're okay, because how many people have gone for screening of cancer ever before? I have never done it in my life, but I'm planning to do it. Type there if you've ever done any cancer screening. If you have done it, if you haven't done it, this show, let it inspire you to begin thinking about it. As both of them, I saw a question to the two of you: are there symptoms that you noticed that your body is not okay? And Sals, you said there were no symptoms. Jay Benais, did you feel any symptoms?
The first symptom is I gained quite a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Because with the ovarian cancer, either you can gain or you can lose weight. Mm-hmm. So I gained quite a lot of weight, and I was not shedding it off. And then I had missed my periods for up to 6 months. It was just not coming out, nothing. That was also another sign. And then there's this pain you get on the side of your, it's like, when you drink water and then you run.
Yeah.
That's stitch pain. I had that pain constantly. Like
until now?
Now it's not there. Now after I got treated, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I had it like it was 24/7, like I go to sleep, it's there. I wake up, it's still there. So that was one of the few signs that I had that for me, I just thought, maybe I'm just, I'm just a bit overweight, or, I'm not healthy. But I was told that's the sign. But that's the most you can get in terms of ovarian cancer. You're not going to get any more extreme signs.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have that much symptoms to give.
Okay. So maybe I will ask you guys, how is the screening done? Like for you, Sals? Somebody is, because even for me, I don't know. I've never Googled. This is the only thing I've not Googled yet. But how is the screening done, briefly, before we finish?
Well, there are different types of screening that you can do. The most common for cervical cancer is you just go as a woman to your gyna. They do a swab, or they can do they can scrape a little bit, and then they take that. It's checked, and
how long does it take?
It can take from a week up. It depends on where you are and how quick they are. With me, it took a week. There's also blood work. There are CT scans, like depending on which part of your body. There's a colonoscopy, for example, and that's a fun one. They put a camera up your anal hole, in there, and they check if everything is fine. But just talk to your doctor, talk to your practitioner, and insist. You need to insist, because a lot of doctors will just be like, you don't need it, but it's your body. Insist, ask for it. It's you.
This is your life. This is everything about your life.
Exactly.
For you, Jay, how was your screening done?
They did a lot of blood tests in the beginning. And then after the blood test is when now they, I went for a few CT scans. And then also they did the dye test. I don't know how they call it. I just know they put a dye to see if your tubes are blocked or tied. And yeah, that mostly it was just CT scan and blood works. And then also when they took the cyst out, now that was like now the confirmation, because they could test the fluid that was inside the sac. And that was the confirmation.
Oh, sorry. Don't be scared if they tell you we've seen a tumor here and there. It doesn't mean that it's a bad tumor. There are also good tumors that grow in your body. So don't get scared if a doctor says, hey, we saw a tumor. Just wait until they take a sample and they just a biopsy, and then wait for it until they tell you, hey, this is a bad tumor, it's benign, or it's malignant. So do not, I think it's very easy for people, for people to already start planning their funeral. You know, when you hear, hey, there's a tumor, you're already writing down your will. It doesn't necessarily need to be a bad thing. And again, cancer, when caught on time, manageable.
Stage 1,
absolutely manageable. It's not actually, it's not something to be afraid of. It can be surgery, we remove the tumor, it can be chemotherapy, but it is very manageable. I think the thing that kills is you not wanting to know, and then it's too late when they find out.
Too
and
late.
You only have yourself to blame at that point.
That's when the doctor tells you that your survival is less than 3 months. Yeah. All right. So everyone who is watching here, feel inspired. Please, as you age, as you celebrate your birthday, I saw a very funny video from a funny person. He said that this year we are not celebrating birthdays because 2020 Corona messed it up. So all of us, we are not celebrating any birthday until next year. But as you celebrate your birthday, I want to encourage you. I will lead as an example. Go for cancer screening, not for anyone else, but this is specifically for you and for your life. You're not going to confirm if you have cancer. What you're doing is just to make sure everything is okay before it's too late.
Yes. And I mean, it's two ways. You have it, you're going to do something about it. You don't have it. Still
you're going to be okay,
That's and also after you've gotten tested, if you do have, just surround positive people around you, because at the end of the day, it's the people you have around you who are either going to help you through the process or who are going to make your life hell. For me, I learned to cut off from a lot of people. After I went through the cancer, after I survived, when I was struggling, hoping to fall pregnant, things were not working out, I met a lot of shitty people who were like, why don't you just give up, And you look at someone and you're thinking, why would you tell me that? It's not like I'm begging you for anything. I'm doing this for me. So I cut off from a lot of people. And even when I felt pregnant with Azaria, everyone was like, oh, why don't you have a baby shower? And I was like, why would I celebrate with people who were laughing and mocking at the fact that I do not have children? I'm going to celebrate with the people who were crying with me when I was crying, And even when I had my daughter was born, I celebrated it in church. I went to church. I did a Thanksgiving offering in church, because for me, God brought me through that process. Most of the people were just kind of like, yeah, she's lucky she fell pregnant. But so it's one of those things, like when you're going through tough times, I always say that's the time you will know who your friends are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And who your
Even
family really is. Yes, that's the time you will know. Because for me, that's the time I discovered I was surrounding myself with a lot of crappy people.
Yeah.
Toxic people.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. And in fact,
I remember I cut even family, Benza. I cut my family off. Like cut. I will not be in a bad space and have you push me further into a deeper hole. Like, you need to help me get out of that hole. Like, if we are, I will help you at some point, but do not be here pushing me deeper and deeper into this sinking hole instead of offering me a brunch and helping me out of it. So if you're not that kind of person, then you're cut. That's why I have people that, like Sandrine, and there was a lot of positivity, because Jay mentioned positivity. Hey, if you were to see videos and pictures of us when we were going through chemotherapy, it was a party. We were having a party, like literally. We were having a party. I would cry through the tears and would be laughing. My room was always filled with nurses because there was something going on. We were talking, we were having fun, there was so much positivity that you did not think. And I sat my friends down and I told them one thing. Hakuna stories are sorry, please. Don't look at me like I'm dying. Don't if I'm trying to do something, don't be like, Sals, let me help you. I'm still capable of doing things. So don't take away that power from me. Don't treat me like I'm a sick person because I'll start feeling sick. So just let me be me. Let me just, if I'm failing at something, let me fail at it. Don't act like you're failing at that because you're sick. No, I'm just failing at that because I can't do it at that particular moment. But don't let my sickness become me. Don't let me be my sickness. Let's do things. Don't always be like, Sali, unataka twende nje ama unasikia vibaya? Say, Sali, twende nje. Get me like, hey, get your shoes on. We are going to Tao. You're done with your second week of chemotherapy. Today we are going to celebrate. Let's go. That's the kind of people that I surrounded myself with, because those are the people that helped you feel like you were not going through the worst moment of your entire life.
And Mona is agreeing. If you remember, Mona is living with a blood cancer. And she says that's exactly what she did. So I think all people who have confirmed they are living with cancer, there are certain things that changes in their life, in their life ties. They finally know who is family, and they finally know who is a real family. Yeah. Ladies, I need to end the show, but I want to say thank you once again. Actually, I'm going to be posting a video, an inspirational video, which was sent to me on WhatsApp about the founder of Apple, Steve Jobs. And I think you know he died out of prostate cancer. And his last words, the way he says, that video is just 4 minutes. I'm going to be posting it on my timeline. And what he says, that once you confirm all these things and you're lying in bed, there are so many things you can replace in this world: money, another car, another phone, another house, another partner. But your health, you cannot say, Sals, let me give you my body and then I take yours to survive.
No,
that's what he said.
And I get sorry to say something, because my mom posted something and she's like, don't forget that your mom couldn't even walk for 5 meters. And I think, Mom, the reason that happened is because you had so many people that were sucking the life out of you. She had people that were visiting to see her, but they were busy plundering her closet, like she's here sick, almost dying, but they've made her bedroom their bedroom. By the time she wasn't sleeping in her bedroom. So by the time she goes in there, her clothes are missing. They bring food, one person comes with food, they're eating. So I think people, I'm very sure that if my mom were here and we were like a family, her psychological health would have been better and stronger. She would not, because I told you the first time I saw her, she was bending, alikuwa kama mtu mzee, alikuwa kama angeweza kutembea straight. And I think that's because she was carrying Yeah, she was carrying the weight of so many people, and so many people were pushing down that she also just couldn't handle it anymore. Because, Mom, you remember 2 weeks I was with you for 2-3 weeks, and you were working. People were like, Elizabeth, unaendesha gari na hatukujua uta survive. So the people that you have around you also contribute a lot to how you're going to handle your sickness.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Senora, I'm not going to delete the video. My videos are not deleted unless Facebook shuts down. I keep my videos here because I know somebody somewhere will be touched. And I encourage all of you who have watched this video to celebrate these two powerful stories, to do me a favor. Share this video on your timeline. You have 3,000 people on your timeline. You have 200 people. You have 5,000 people. Some of you have 5,000 people on your Facebook accounts. But once you share the video there, when your friends are scrolling down their timelines, they will bump into this video. Please, in celebrating these two amazing, powerful ladies, I hope I will see more than 120 shares on your timelines, because this is a story for anyone, whether you're young, whether you're old, whether you're poor, whether you're rich, whether you're white or black. This is a story for all of us. Thank you so much. Jay, I give you the parting shot. What would you like to say to any lady who is watching you right now?
God is the author of your life. Stay positive. Keep believing. Whatever you ask God for, He'll always answer. And as much as the doctors can give you a verdict, God also has His own verdict towards your life. So don't give up. Literally, don't give up. But also, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't take the doctor's instruction. You know, if you're told take medication, if you're told, avoid certain foods, please do so. You know, but just know that with God, anything is possible. Literally, anything is possible.
Thank you, Jay. And Sals?
Get tested. That's number one. Get tested, get tested, get tested. Do not be afraid to get tested. That's something that you need to have at the back of your head, is get tested. Always be positive. Always be positive. And please, if you have something that you need to share, you need to get off your chest, because sharing is also a healing, a way of healing. You can always just go to Benjamin's inbox and share. You can always come to my inbox and share. And if you want to get on Benjamin's show and you don't know how to do that, to share your story, we are here and we are ready to listen to anything that you want to tell us, because again, not everybody is so open about it, but you can feel that weighing down on you and you feel that you want to share, and I promise you, we are here and we are willing to listen.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have your social media accounts that people can follow you? Like Sals, you have a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel name, please?
Sals Comforts.
Sals Comfort, the way it's appearing on the screen. Jay Benais, are you a social media person?
No, I just have my Instagram, and I kind of try to keep it private for my friends. So no, I don't really do YouTube videos.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
So Sals Comfort on IG and Instagram.
If anybody has any questions, if anyone has any questions, you can always send me a message on Facebook.
Okay.
I'll always answer your questions, regarding anyone who wants to know information regarding IVF, anyone who wants to know information regarding ovarian cancer. I'm always open.
Wow. I would like to end this on a happy note by playing any of your favorite gospel song or any uplifting song that you guys listen to that touches you. Jay, do you have any specific song that you listen to?
Yes. There's one, let me give you the name of the artist.
And Sals, any song?
My song is Chris Martin, Mama.
Chris Martin, Mama, celebrating your mom. Okay. Let me try to see if I can open that really quick, and we play it for just 1 minute as we wind up the show. Anytime people will listen to these songs, they can remember you guys and remember your stories. Songs are very powerful. Chris Martin's Mama.
Yes.
Mine is God Like You.
God Like You, just a moment.
God Like You by Called Out Music.
Chris Martin, Mama.
This is where you start removing your hair because you're done.
Yeah. Go back to factory setting.
It's too warm. So remove your hair. Go back to when you were in primary school.
Okay, this is Chris Martin, Mama, eh?
Thank you, Benza. Thank you.
No host, not a girl, not a yard. Stand firm in my life, not no bullshit. From afar, me and you are far.
Mama, you know.
Special dedication to the little man. From your love, your mama, let me see your hand. So what's up, young for your mama? Light up for your mama. Selector, you better pull up the one for your mama. Roll by your mama, sing low to your mama. I make you know you're happy, she bring you from your heart. From your heart, let me sing this one. From your love, your mama like this man. There's no one like mama, no. Mama never had it easy at times. Many days I don't know how we survive. We have done cause of
Benais, what's your song name, please?
I've sent you. Okay, I didn't send you on the. It's called "God Like You" by Called Out Music.
God Like You.
Yeah, God Like You, but the group is called Called Out Music.
Okay.
from your heart, let me sing this one. From your love, your mama like this man. There's no one like mama. Hey, yo, I know my mama this year, I know my mama this year. We gave a first and last session. I know my mama this year, I know my mama this year. Anything you want, you are getting from it. So anything you want, anything you want. You need, no matter where you go. I need to make a sacrifice. What's up, your mama? Light up your mama. Pull up the one you your mama. Roll that your mama. Six low to your mama.
God Like You.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me know that song.
You know my every need. My father.
For those who want to see my babies, that's him. That's the little one. That's Gabriel.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
I could go east, I could go west.
Alikuwa shaniona.
Find a God like yours. I can turn right, I can turn left.
So beautiful.
Find a God like
you.
Thank you, ladies. God bless you.
That's my daughter. For those who want to see.
Azaria.
Yeah.
That's Azaria.
That's Azaria.
Okay.
All right, Benjamin, let me leave you. It's that time for me to pop some pills.
Okay.
Lovely to meet you, Sals.
Lovely to meet you, Jay.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching this broadcast. God bless you guys. See you again in the next live video. The next lady that I'm hosting, she's going to be talking about female genital mutilation. We are still planning together with her. And also, a man and a woman, they will be talking about long-distance relationship and their experiences having their spouses miles and miles away from them for years. So stay tuned here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Facebook account and Instagram. Thank you so much. God bless you. And take care. Take care. Take care. Take care. Thank you so much for the comments. Thank you for sharing the video. I will see you again.